Scoggins. Kim, do you want to start us off with questions?
So, Jordan, your senior year, what do you want for yourself and for the team?
I really want, a big focus for me this season has been like my serve-receive game as well as my serving game. That's been a huge focus of mine. And something that I really do want for the team, I think everyone knows this, I really want us to go to the tournament. I think we can definitely make it and reach that goal. We have the people that we need in order to get us to that goal, in order to reach and achieve it. As long as we just put in the hard work and put our minds to it, I think we have it.
Going off of that, coming off the momentum of the NIBC last year, how do you kind of take that momentum of making a postseason run and kind of use that to help fuel you guys throughout this regular season into that?
Last season, a lot of us were kind of fired up about us not making the NCAA tournament. So us going to the NIBC, we really took that as a way for us to get better, even though it wasn't like necessarily where we wanted to be, but that's what we needed. It got us in the right mindset of learning how to win, how to
compete.
Yes, like how to properly compete with people and to win a tournament. So us winning the NIBC, that was an amazing feeling, but I think it'd be better to get to the tournament, the NCAA.
Rita, Red Blue, we saw, it seemed like whoever was with Avery side was, it was just more efficient. So her role for making this team successful and everyone else successful.
Well, Avery has some characteristics and some skill set that is top notch, and she knows it, but always wants to be a competitor and to win at all costs. And so sometimes we have to force her to work on some different things because we know what she's always thinking. And I think that she makes the players around her comfortable because of her ability to run the court. So the first two sets were essentially the main players and then anyone that would necessarily sub in. But the nice thing with her is she was able to make everyone around her better and put them in a position to win.
How do you think the freshmen and the transfers have been doing?
I think they've been awesome. They've adapted well. I think by the NCAA allowing us to start earlier than what was initially projected was beneficial for us. I don't know about them, but last week felt like we were going to start school yesterday. To me, the pace of everything that we were doing, we're ahead of where we were last year at this stage, which I think is a good sign.
How so? How are you ahead of where you were? Just because of the scheduling or the way you guys were able to start earlier?
Well, we kept the momentum that we had from the fall that we transferred to the spring, and then we came right in. We didn't miss a beat. They work hard, and I've asked the players several times, how is this compared to last year? And the things that we're able to do in the gym by making ourselves more diverse, we weren't able to do it this fast last year.
And how important was it having I know Paige wasn't here, but all the other freshmen I think were here?
Anytime you can get the freshmen in early, it was Paige and Shay that weren't here initially, but anytime you can get the players in earlier to get acclimated, just from an academic standpoint, because every day is a new day when you're a freshman and they have no idea what to expect, even though we tell them and they try to prepare. I think that it was easier for them coming in and then adapting and bringing along two other freshmen than doing all six at the same time.
I mean, coming in as a freshman and being able to lead the team as a setter, what's your next step?
I'm definitely a lot more comfortable with all of my teammates this year than I was last year. The next step for me is definitely, like Jordan said, making it to the tournament. I feel like that was a goal we should have had last year and kind of fell short, so this year I definitely want to make it.
Anything else for Jordan or Avery?
Coach, for the when they talk about in football, when you go to a bowl game, they talk about how important it has to have those extra practices like that. Is it kind of similar when you have a long postseason run? Is that kind of similar to have the boost that they kind of get?
100%. Anytime you get to practice and rep and then have competition in front of you, I think that we've never played that late in the year before, so that was something new for everyone. Sorry. But I also am excited by the fact of we got the community involved, which is really important for us. You know, we went out, I was on the radio more, and we got to throw T-shirts out at the basketball games. And so we were able to generate a new crowd of individuals to be a part of what was going on and to be one of the last two teams in that tournament and then in the finals in general. You know, that says a lot about what's going on. And they just had no idea what it's like. You know, normally I would get the question in the month of June or July, when do we get to go home in December? No one asked me that question now because they're expecting to be there playing and competing for the long run.
Anything else for Jordan or Avery? We'll bring up the other two players. All right, you guys are good?
Sorry, Jordan. I didn't know where to put it.
I don't know where.
All right, Kim, you want to start us off?
So currently you trained with the national program this year, right?
Yes.
What'd you take from it?
Honestly, being in the gym with a bunch of players that made it to the tournament, very competitive. I played with them when I was younger in club from ages like 14 to 17. Just being able to play with them again, it was very competitive, a very high level of play, and I was able to bring what I learned there back to the gym, and it made me not only better for myself, but better for my team, and I really think it's going to benefit me this season.
Carly, how does it feel kind of going into sophomore year compared to when you were coming in freshman year?
There's an expectation now, definitely. Sophomore year is when you did stuff your freshman year, everything you did was impressive. Now it's how did you improve in the off season, and you had a lot of it. And we're still young to where every year there should be a noticeable difference in your play. And I really liked how we trained in the spring. It was very competitive in the spring. And then coming in the summer, everyone was here about a month earlier than we had to be here for double days and competition. So I just think that going in freshman year, I didn't know what to expect. This year, we have goals and like we are planning to reach them. So a lot more exciting.
How do you think you improved during the off season? Like what specifically?
Offense, Jalen carried a lot of that for us along with Jordan. And then it was very helpful for me because they would often pull my block or they would help with the swings. But now that Jalen's gone, I have a role I need to step into this year along with the middles and the new right sides we have. But a lot of swings need to be taken, and I feel like offensively, I'm in a better position now to take more swings than I was last year.
And for you, Paige, you came in later than the other freshmen. What was that like for you, and what's it been like difference from high school to this?
It's definitely like way faster, much faster pace. Definitely something to get like acclimated to, and like the girls have been super welcoming. Like practice has been great. It's just faster pace. I need to get like on that and like grow this season. So.
What's kind of your journey to Arizona? Like how'd you kind of get recruited? How'd you get here?
I've always like loved Arizona. I started coming to camp my freshman year, and then after that I kind of knew I wanted to come here. I like loved Rita and the process of it. So I actually committed on June 14th, and it was just amazing. So.
June 15th.
June 15th. So.
You chuckled. Was there a reason why you chuckled about when I asked her that?
Well, I was thinking she was going to tell the story. So there was a camp up in her area. Her club actually put on a camp. And then afterwards, they're able just to come and say something to you or whatnot. And I was the only person she talked to, so I was excited.
And we talked a little bit about this right after you committed a couple years ago, but about the influence Paige Whipple and her, her sister had on you. So you just talk a little bit about that.
Well, they played at my club, so I had always like seen them when I was younger, and they were on like the top team, and I would always like look up to her, and her sister would coach me for beach volleyball, so I'd always see them, and she'd talk about how like amazing Arizona was, and I was just like, oh my gosh, maybe this is like possible, and it was so.
What's been the biggest adjustment so far to college? You said it was faster.
Yeah, the fast pace, definitely. We run things faster. The double days have been like long and hard, so it's just like recovering and getting back at it the next day.
Anything else for Rita, Paige, or Carly?
Well, this exhibition, what do you want to see different from Red Blue? What are you looking for?
Well, To be honest, our right side block needs to be more profound. I think that Avery's had a pretty good offense. You know, we'll always talk about getting more swings out of the non-outside hitters, wherever that goes, but being able to use and have 4 attackers at all times. You know, and Avery becoming more offensive, which she did a good job. I think she was 6-0-11 or 5-0-11, one of those, but she was good.
Anything else?
Probably what does Paige bring to the team?
Paige is a very competitive player. She definitely pushes me and Jordan every day. Her showing up, if she showed up in the spring, we would have really appreciated it, but now she's here in the fall, and she stepped right in. She's really pushing us in our spot. Like, she sees stuff that we're doing, and she's already developing those skills, so she's going to be a great player.
Anything else? Okay, all right. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.